We are disbanding the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
I see.
There you are, Alphino. Everyone is already gathered in the foyer.
My apologies. I'll be right there.
I don't know if I was expecting them to disband, but I think that's okay.
At least, that is what the story will be.
Wait. Okay, so they're still good?
Sorry to keep you all waiting.
What could you possibly have left to do now?
Oh, just a letter.
I imagine it will be a while before we can gather like this again.
Yeah, a couple years. So, you know, expansion
So it must
number...
be, if we're to keep up appearances. From now on, it falls to the Grand Company of Eorzea and its allies to deal with the realm's crises.
Meanwhile, we shall return to our erstwhile ways. Retreating from plain sight to take our place in the shadows once more.
I see.
Indeed. For the foreseeable future, I expect that we must work independently as we seek out problems that want for solving.
That makes sense. They just want to take the spotlight off of them for a
Day will
while.
come when we face another great challenge, and we will face it together, as we always have.
Yep, with Arc 2.
As much as I look forward to that day, I do hope it doesn't come anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. I think everybody needs a break.
Well, formal association or no, if any of you should require my services, you need but ask.
Hey, can you have tea with my
To
mom?
keep my lance arm honed.
I'll hold you to that. So you had better keep your link pearl on hand.
So you really
He's
mean
like,
to
son of
say-
a gun.
Oh, someone has to keep the Rising Stones in proper order. And even a super-secret organization requires a super-secret base of operations.
Oh,
To the rest of the world, it will be naught more than a workshop for Eorzea's foremost up-and-coming artisan. If you thought our coffers were full to bursting before, just wait till I can devote myself wholly to the crafts.
of course.
Plotting to build a mercantile empire to rival that of Lord Lodorito, are we?
Lalorito.
I, for one, look forward to your future successes, Tataru, as do I our next meeting.
Everyone got the hand on hip like, mm-hmm. 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 Cookie, do whoever gets that reference.
I believe it is past time you all made ready to depart. Leave no preparations undone or words unsaid, all right? Now, off with you.
All right, let's talk to everybody. Speak with our comrades. Oh my goodness, there's so much. Oh, and these are all full-fledged cutscenes too. Oh no. Vinder, thou hast spoken with our comrades. Though this parting be not forevermore, is nonetheless occasion for sorrow. akin to a pixie's death. The navigation of such farewells is a perilous endeavor indeed. For their part, however, the Loperites embark upon a new beginning. Through bereft of its purpose as a vessel, the moon yet remaineth hospitable for the creatures of Aetheris. Thus do our lunar visitors convene with the Forum, intent upon assigning some new and beneficial role to our solitary satellite. Yet ere that may come to pass, there is much and more each party must learn of it the other, a process which does promise to be eventful indeed. To that end, a cadre of the Loperites had gleefully dispersed across our lands in the name of mutual understanding. Hydaelyn, 'tis said, did imbue them with her love for all things born of the star. And 'tis Venat's own nature, I believe, which does manifest in this irrepressible and inexhaustible curiosity of theirs. Having witnessed that which they strove to achieve, I wish most keenly for their long labors to be rewarded, that their abiding affection for man result in a boon for all. Moreover, I hope to continue our acquaintance and share in such knowledge as they see fit to impart. You are the first to truly understand them. Dost thou think so? The Loperites are certainly possessed of a unique outlook, and it hath been my pleasure to act as their facilitator upon this star. Mayhap I might yet serve as a bridge betwixt them and our fellow man, as Mombrita once did for me. But I shall digress no further. This station belongs to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and mine incomparable companions. Ofttimes have mine reticence caused thee grief, and mine actions spurred allies to suspect betrayal. And yet, here amongst you I still stand. No matter words could express my gratitude for thine acceptance and forgiveness. Thus instead, I do proffer my humble support, be it unto the deepest abyss or the highest heavens, and if I must needs founders cross stormy scenes, ever shall I answer thy summons. Thank you, Urianger. Vinder, seen the preparations, have you? I'm just making another sweep of my belongings. Wouldn't do to find I've forgotten somewhere halfway to my destination. Oh, in case you haven't heard, we've received new reports detailing the devastation caused by the final days. It appears the situation is gravest in the lands surrounding the bounty, where the skies began to burn. After that, the calamity was absorbed far in the north, in Garlemald and the frozen land beyond. We also heard reports of the heavens catching fire in isolated locations, one of which was an area in the northern empty. Had our quest taken any longer, Darlian too may have come under threat. Thank goodness it's over now. To be sure, blasphemies and lesser beasts may still be roaming about, but these localized crises should be well within the capabilities of each nation to handle on their own. Scions are no longer needed, which is to say that we won't help where we can, of course. As individuals, no more of this order business. For my part, I'll be heading to Garlemald with Alphino. They were among the worst affected, and they still need all the help they can get. It won't be easy. An inevitable part of aiding those in need is coming face to face with tragedy. Knowing it doesn't make it any easier, though, that I'll curse my weaknesses, my inability to fix every problem and save every lost soul. But no matter how much it hurts, I won't give up. I'll do what I can for as many people as I can, begrudging no effort. And should I find myself discouraged, I'll remember you. Think back fondly to one of your many moments of triumph and the accompanying determined expression. Even those that still annoy me in retrospect, like when he activated the teleporter without warning. And you should hear about me. I want you to remember too. Remember that I'm out there somewhere, trying my best. I look forward to hearing about all the... I look forward to hearing about the legendary Alize Levilura. Not that I'm trying to become famous or anything. That being said, The next time we meet, I'll be vastly improved. So don't be surprised when you find yourself marveling at me. That was sweet. Oh, Vendor, pray forgive me for delaying the gathering. I was writing a letter, you see. My parents. As busy as a father has been, saying to the aftermath of the Exodus, he has been good enough to show concern for the Scions. And besides, I've made them worry enough for a lifetime. Henceforth, I will endeavor to write as often as I am able. A little effort to set their minds at ease while we continue to be away from Charlian. Both Alize and I are off to assist with the Garlemald's recovery, you see. Though uncertainty remains over what will become of the nation, we cannot well leave the capital in its present state. We will rejoin these members of the Ilzabar contingent still stationed there. Lucia and Maximum helm the relief effort, with support from our allies, the people of Garlemald among them. They will gradually be joined by those who have finished treating the tempered across the lands. Lest you misunderstand, we do not seek redemption for failing Licinia and her sister. That's a burden we must always bear. Nay, we go because of the truth in Lord Quintus's words. The truth that, whatever ideals individuals may espouse, nations are not moved to action unless they stand to benefit. For the foreseeable future, the falling empire will be at the mercy of both internal and external forces, and though I do not doubt the intentions of the contingent, with the greater powers involved in the relief effort, our allies may well find themselves drawn into the political agenda. In going, we seek to ensure that the needs of the people come first, to understand their hearts, that we might better help them begin anew. I'll visit when I can. By all means, full glad would I be for your visit, and I believe I speak for Alize as well. For fairly long as I've been in Neorza, you've been at my side, watching over me, in good times and in bad. How many times we've gathered to share tidings, none can possibly keep count. The world is changing and will continue to do so, yet no matter what the future brings, I hope that I can ever look to you, in good times and bad, as a dependable comrade and dear friend both. Thank you, Vendor, from the bottom of my heart. Oh, Vendor, how are you feeling? Any lingering aches or pains? I can't apologize enough for sending Xenos to find you in Ultima Thule. When he came to me in Charlian, I was truly torn. As ever, there was only one thing on his mind. Forced to make a decision, I reasoned that, if he would not be deterred from seeking you out, he might at least aid us in our cause, and so I struck a bargain. In the end, he was true to his word, and you defeated him despite your earlier exertions. But knowing the state you were found in, it could have ended very differently. My decision almost cost you your life, and no words could express the remorse I feel. It worked out. You did the right thing. It was a relief to hear you say that. Thank you. Time and time again, I've been made to feel woefully inadequate. I wasn't much use in battle, nor could I face the Forum without my nerves getting the better of you. I always fell to you and the others. I must, and will do better. And I shall begin with the restoration of the students of Baldessian. Through our work, Charlian will strengthen its ties with other nations, that we may be better prepared to face whatever threats arise in the future. Of course, this isn't something I can accomplish alone, but thankfully, I have the staunchest help of Raha and Ojika and the other remaining members. Together, we'll continue Grandfather's work. As before, certain commissions will take us to dangerous locales, and we may meet to call upon seasoned adventurers. In such times, might you be willing to assist us? Not because you feel obligated, mind you, but because you feel alert for the task itself. Of course, there was one thing Xenos was right about. My longing for a worthy opponent, right? Marvelous! Should something of interest arise, I shan't hesitate to reach out to you. Till that day, I shall endeavor to become a more dependable comrade. Ah, our champion and savior. I was beginning to think my chance for an audience would never come. Ahem. That sounded more amusing in my head. Speaking of heads, I was worried about yours, and the rest of you for that matter. On the mend, I trust. Glad to hear it. You were in a bad way, and healing magic or no, I'm impressed by how swiftly you recovered. Then again, since hardly the first time you cheated death, your strength of will has never failed to amaze me. Look at what you've accomplished. Beauty undefeated, her Song of Oblivion cut short. The source and all from reflections delivered from the final days. If you had faltered at the last, then all hope would have been lost, but you held fast. Now Reen has a tomorrow to look forward to, and I could ask for no greater gift than that. As for the lesser gift, however, the next time you see her, I would appreciate you not describe my travel plans with Oriange as aimless wandering. We even have a purpose in our roaming after all, keeping an eye on things in the absence of the Scions on the world stage. There will never be an end to the little problems that go untended by nations. We will do our best to help out where and when we can. Which I suppose is an approach not far removed from aimless wandering when you get down to it. Perhaps you can tell her I'm faring well and leave it at that, eh? No need to mention this feeling of being uprooted. I've never been one to stand still for long, but when I think of home, just the rising stones which comes to mind. How many times have we set out from this base, thence to return when our work was done? On the day the Scions came together, I only hoped for Minfilia to find a place where she belonged, and never did I expect to find one here for myself. Indulge me, Vendor. I have a question for you, and imagine Minfilia herself is asking. Are you glad you joined the Scions? Best decision I've ever made. I can honestly say the same. But all good things must come to an end. At least for a time. Do you need a helping hand for infiltration or reconnaissance? You know who to ask. I'll come running. You'll get a certain funny-talking fortune teller into the bargain. Oh no, not the Goon song. Why are we just staring at each other? Someone say something. Someone say something! If you have something to say, then out with it. Just worried how you'll earn your keep now. You talk as if the Scion's dissolution was more than mere pretense. There may be fewer calls to action, but we should be compensating as before. Why are you so concerned for me anyway? In any case, I do not want for options, even if some are for worse than others. No sooner did Imeric hear about the disbandment that he offered me a position as a guardsman in the Imperium district. As a former Azure Dragoon, I'm guaranteed to be popular, he said. Who does he take me for? Even without his meddling, I'm perfectly capable of finding employment and have. Some days ago, a Hanish envoy arrived with word from Vitra. The worm requests my presence as soon as things have settled here. He didn't ding why I'm needed, but it pertains to dragons, like as not. In Thavnair, like elsewhere, the phenomena caused by the final days abated when you defeated Medial. Though it was too late for those who were already transformed, life is beginning to return to normal for the survivors. Of those who sought refuge in Charlian, most have already returned home, but many do not have a home to return to, nor loved ones. By an arrangement between Vitra and the Forum, such souls may remain in Charlian if they wish, work and study. Vitra was always a satrap in truth. It's gratifying to see him become one in name as well, one who has complete confidence of his people, if the envoy's tone was any indication. I often find myself speaking favorably of dragons as of late. Not so long ago, I would have assumed his benevolence hid ulterior motives, but 'tis clear he cares for his people, and they in turn revere him. To know such a nation may flourish is comforting. Vitra's kin sought release from conflict, so weary were they of suffering it would rot. They surrendered to oblivion, but Midgard's Surma didn't give up. In hope, he made the journey to the distant Aetheris with his clutch of egg. Through his progeny went on to be embroiled within conflict with men. There were times when they translated hatred to abide in harmony. That is their legacy and their triumph. In my lance, I feel the weight of their struggle and the strength of their resolve. It lends me strength. These things I might never have learned had I not joined you. But you have never needed me. I will come. At the very least, it might be an opportunity to earn a coin. Oh, are we saying our farewells too? I hadn't at present planned on a journey of any great length. Not that I'm averse to a moment or two of quiet reminiscence. In fact, there was something I've been meaning to ask you, something that had been in my thoughts since the last flames of the final days subsided. During our travels, we have witnessed more than a lifetime's worth of oddities and spectacles, more that can be easily recalled or remembered. And nestled amongst those memories are essential facts: the history of Atheris and the ancients, glimpses of the Ea, of their culture and philosophy. Rather than simply hoard these treasures in mind, I wonder if I should not be disseminating them in formal records for wider consumption. When needed, I have penned reports and prepared briefings. Whenever I have baked the idea of binding the subject of my subject studies in a book or tablet. Truth is given shape and interpretation. When we seek to capture it with our words, it is invariably molded to fit a narrative, no matter how well intentioned the rendering. An event is described as sad, a summation which fails to express the emotional complexity, yet the word on the page is what endures, a pale shadow of reality. Throughout history, some have deliberately embellished the truth, but I believe, if not most, deviations are the result of similar linguistic shortcomings, piling one upon the other till the end result is unrecognizable from the origin. Which is why I fear that writing an account in my own words would be akin to diluting fine wine with water. Yet even with the potential for corrupted meaning, I do of course realize the importance of keeping written records. Without them, my search for wisdom would be a painful and fair deed. Well, what say you on the matter? Should I take up the quill? Reflect on those experiences only we have shared and seek to preserve them for prosperity? Aye, let them be read and remembered. I think that she's right. That she should at least write them down, regardless of what linguistic corruption may incur. Very well then. I shall endeavor to pen what I can of the Ea and the ancients and so many of other wonders. But I am no scribe. It'll be less polished work and more of reordering of scattered notes. In any case, I feel much better for having sought your opinion. Left to our own devices, we tend to overthink such things. I'll otherwise return to following where my curiosity leads. After all, a safe method of travel to the first yet eludes me, and our venture into the great expanse has prompted an entirely new set of questions. Should you stumble into the unknown or struggle with some impenetrable mystery, know that I am at your beck and call. It never hurts to see things from a different perspective, and mine is rather different than most. With the silence stepping away from the public eye, I've been left to consider what new endeavors I might pursue. After speaking with Kryl, I've decided I would be assisting her in rebuilding the students of Baldessian. Not only am I indebted to Master Gala for giving me a new home, but had our order never existed, I would have never set foot within the Crystal Tower. How different my life might have been. I would have never met you, never become caretaker of the tower, never become a scion. You gave me the chance to do so much good, and I hope to continue doing so with the students. For an added benefit, new mysteries often find their way to our doorsteps, mysteries that could prove ideal for fulfilling our promise, to embark on a new adventure together, like any we've experienced before. Of course, our promise. Whenever you have time and inclination, my friend, I stand ready to accompany you unto the unknown. Do you recall in the realm of the Omnicrons, when I asked you if you thought may someday I be mentioning your epic? While it is true to earn a place at your side would be the stuff of dreams, in the end, nothing would give me greater joy than to stand with you in the here and now. It needn't be some grand endeavor, there needn't be a promise. Whenever adventure calls, I won't hesitate to invite you, and I hope you'll do the same for me. Without a second thought. Wouldn't have it any other way, my friend. Ha! I'll hold you to that. As much as we've already seen, there's still so much we haven't. Who knows, perhaps we will even encounter survivors of the Omicron somewhere out there. After all, given how they took to the stars, it isn't implausible that some found themselves far from home. And should we ever encounter a wayward traveler awaiting commands that will never come, I would bid them seek adventure with someone, with a partner that finds them a new purpose, a new dream. For if crystals can hold fast to dreams, why not Omnicrons? Whatever your plans may lead, do not hesitate to send a word. Should a commission of interest come my way, you'll be the first to know. And that is everyone. Good lord. All right, Tataru. Let's wrap this up. Recordings almost have been 2 hours long. Spoken your fill, have you? If so, I'm thinking of sending everyone off. With your permission, then. Your attention, please. At risk of spoiling the mood, the time of departure is upon us. In my capacity as your receptionist, I bid you all safe journeys. Till we next meet, and bid we well. I get an Argos mount? And the two things that I wanted! I'm happy. I am very happy. I wanted footballs. I wanted all that. Just like that, Plans of Seven Dawn are disbanded.
I suppose we're off to Garlemald then.
Oh right, I forgot. Auto events wasn't on anymore. There we go.
We ought to speak with Lord Emmerich first.
Emmerich.
If he's received word of any recent developments, we need to know.
'Twould be prudent to purchase some warmer clothes at least. Mayhap we can pick up a few souvenirs for Euless and the others while we're at it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be sweet of you guys.
Where will you all be heading next?
Dravania, there is a book I've been meaning to borrow from the Great Google Library. And I can think of at least one person who will be most displeased should I fail to visit before leaving.
We've no
Tsuboya?
particular destination in mind, but we do intend to stop in Charlian before we set off.
We had thought to ask after the Loporrits. I am curious as to how well those who chose to remain are adapting to their changed circumstances.
Might we accompany you then? Raha and I were planning to return to the Baldessian Annex.
Commissions have been piling up in our absence, and they must be dealt with ere we begin our work in earnest.
Estinian, you will return to Rads at Han, will you not?
Mm-hmm.
Aye. For Vritra's benefit, though I've yet to hear the details, I may not stay long.
I see. Then it is here the Scions at last part ways, each to some far-flung corner of the realm.
But you guys are all connected to me if you guys think about it. One day, you guys, all I need to do is say the word and then we'll just contact one another again.
Perhaps. But I believe one of our number, a rather important one at that, has yet to divulge his plans.
They all looked at me. Oh, oopsie.
Quite right. Indeed.
I don't have any plans, man. I guess just to get stronger, right?
What's next for our humble adventurer?
To get stronger. Is that an option? Wait, is that Medion? Wait. Yeah, I guess I'll aim to get stronger. I'll explore the world. Maybe understand Dynamis a little bit better. But I think that concludes our journey. Thank you guys all so very much for watching this project. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.